Hey guys, it was announced in advance of the launch that there would be a really good summoning event coming up this weekend coming. So that is the 21st, the 23rd of July. There is going to be an amazing summoning event, and you can actually see it in game now. If you go to events and event calendar, all summoning events start on Fridays, lasting 3 days, finishing at the end of the Sunday. So you can see here on Friday, invocation rate up and divine summon rate up. So what that means is both the blue shards and the yellow shards have double rate up, which is obviously awesome. That's what we wanted to happen this weekend that we didn't get. Additionally, they have selected 3 legendary heroes and 2 epic heroes that will have their rates up by 10 times. So you are twice as likely to get a legendary hero, and if you do, you are 10 times more likely to get one of these 3 legendary heroes. And if you do get an epic hero, you are 10 times more likely for the epic to be one of these 2 heroes. So we have a combined event. This is super good. It's very rare. You very rarely see these events in this game. So this is the absolute best summoning event you're going to see for a while. This is basically our launch summoning event. So save your summons. That is the main purpose of this video. Save your summons. I think even if you're only a day or 2 into the game, it might be worth saving your summons. It kind of sucks to slow your progression down, but it's really good to get these heroes. They're really good heroes. So I'll explain why they're such good heroes if you're not sure. I have a tier list, so check that out, mybucket.com, and you'll see why I think these are such good heroes. So first up we have Salazar. This guy is a monster. He is the best single target nuker in the entire game. His ultimate just flatlines anything in his way, killing 6 people pretty much. He's one of the best guild boss heroes. He applies the bleed debuff, which is incredibly important for guild boss. He is amazing in artifact material raid, which will become very important when you get a bit further into the game. We're not quite there yet, but eventually it will be very important for us to farm. He's amazing in campaign. He's incredible in arena. Yeah, this guy does a lot. He really is such a good character for your account. If you want to learn more about Salazar, I do have a really detailed step-by-step guide, everything you need to know about Salazar, which I released just over a week ago. I'll leave a link to the full Salazar guide in the description and in the pinned comments, so check it out if you are interested in Salazar or if you've been lucky enough to pull him. Next, there is Zealous. Zealous is probably the worst of the 3 heroes, but I don't think he's bad. So at the moment, we're missing a bunch of core legendary mages. They're slowly rolling heroes out onto this server, it seems. And because we don't have all of the other AoE mages, namely Vienna, Zealous is actually better than my tier list indicates by a bit, so I may adjust him slightly. His biggest drawback is his cost is 29, which is crippling in progression. Early game, you don't really have the luxury of waiting for 29 cost, so Zealous is too expensive for progression, but he's not all bad. He has some benefits. Gear Raid 1, he's great. Basic Trial, he's great. So he has 2 places where he does shine really well. He is just not as versatile as Salazar. And then finally we have Zilla 2. So Zilla 2 is not in our version just yet. She will be introduced at the coming weekend. She is another fighter, but she does actually have pretty good range. So she's another ranged fighter like Araka and Apsan that are currently in the game. So this is her attack range at max awakenings. When she ultimates, these extra tiles on the sides will fill out as well, so it becomes a long rectangle. The reason Zilla 2 is super good is because she's part of the Infernal faction, and that's the best guild boss faction in the game. With her ultimate activated, she just absolutely annihilates the guild boss. On the Forerunner server, we saw her doing up to like 180 million damage to Nightmare 4 guild boss. She was just the top of the charts by miles. No one comes close to Zilla 2 really. So yeah, she is the absolute queen of guild boss, the god of guild boss. If you want a hero to boost your guild boss score, then she is the absolute GOAT for that. Additionally, because she's a ranged fighter, she's actually really good in Gear Raid 3 in some ways, in the middle lane to help kill the boss, Zilla 2, ironically. And she can help quite a lot in campaign progression. She's good in Artifact Material Raid. She can help in the Basic Trial. So yeah, Zilla 2 is another top tier hero, one of the best heroes in the game again, and the best hero in the entire game, unquestionably in Guild Boss. So 2 amazing heroes, like absolute top tier heroes, and 1 pretty good hero who's going to help a lot. For me personally, I would be happy with any of these heroes. I already have a Salazar, but his awakenings are super good. The bleed chance, the bleed duration, these are all really good awakenings he has. Zilla 2 as well, her awakenings are really good, especially the 3rd one. This will help quite a lot if you do run a guild boss team, and even the 2nd and the 4th ones help quite a lot. So the awakenings are really good on these heroes. And that's just the legendaries. We haven't got to the epics yet. So to talk a bit about the epic heroes, we have Bruno and we have Damos. So Bruno, from my knowledge, is not that good, unfortunately. He does have a really good attack range. He's like an epic Setram to a degree. But I haven't heard a lot of good things about him. He does have a very slow attack speed, just like Setram, but he doesn't have the monstrous damage output that Setram has. He may be good in some ways because he has really nice attack range, but he's not been that well tested. So maybe he'll surprise me. However, Deimos is a really good epic fighter. He is another Nightmare fighter. Nightmare teams are really good to build because we'll all get Wrath on day 14, the epic lord for the Nightmare faction. And the reason Deimos is good is because he's an absolute guild boss slayer. So the most common meta teams for guild boss is one Nightmare team and one Infernal team. So you have one team with Zilla 2 and Pyros or Twin Fiend, and then you have your other team with Wrath plus Salazar and Damos and Arrogance when he gets added. So yeah, Deimos plus Arrogance plus Wrath is an incredible guild boss team. This guy does stupid damage, genuinely ridiculous damage. He hits twice on his auto attacks. His basic attack deals damage scaling on his own max HP, so that's just a lot of extra attack thrown in. He gains bonus damage based on consecutive attacks on the same target, which is obviously fantastic for guild boss, and his ultimate increases his stats massively. So yeah, he's just a single target nuker. Lots of Nightmare heroes are. And yeah, Deimos is, for some reason, quite hard to pull as well. I've rarely seen him pulled. He does seem to be quite an uncommon epic to pull for whatever reason. And he does have pretty good epics as well. And he does have pretty good awakenings as well. You can see he actually has self-sustain as well in his first awakening, which is incredibly good in the artifact material raid. More stacks on his tearing passive for more bonus damage. And defense ignore at 5th awakening, which is just ridiculous. So this guy is just stacked. He has penetration for more ignore of defenses, some crit rate to make him easier to build. Really, really good epic, one of the best epics. So we have 3 incredibly top tier heroes. All 3 of these heroes are like the best heroes in Guild Boss. They are super, super good Guild Boss heroes. So this weekend, if you were considering spending money, that would be the time to spend. I don't normally suggest that kind of thing, but if you are going to spend anyway, then the weekend of the 21st to the 23rd, this one coming up, is going to be the time that's best to do it. It's a 2 times and a 10 times, and the 10 time heroes are pretty great. So I'm definitely going to be doing a whole bunch of summons on Friday, just immediately as soon as the event hits, and I'll be doing a big summon video to push that out. Anyway, that's all there is to say about this. Definitely suggest saving your summons for this event. If you are super, super early, my suggestion is progress until you're stuck. And once you're stuck, do some summons to get some heroes. But as much as you can, do try to save your summons for this event, because getting some of these heroes like Salazar and Zilla 2 especially is really going to propel your account forward. So best of luck to everyone this weekend with your summons. Have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.